Drop's not working? Drop should be working. Oh, that'd be pretty insulting if drop's not working. Ugh. Hello, Isaac. I'm gonna just call you Isaac. The drop should be working. I mean, like, I am part of the campaign, so I don't believe that is bugging out. It does say drop enabled, so that should be working probably fine. Probably. Hopefully probably fine. Alrighty. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Asuka here. I'm going to be bringing to you the 6th day? 6th? Is it 6? I did type it down. 6th day of the scoring phase. So, for those that haven't been given up, we've done 6 rounds of, this, I believe. 6 rounds of this, I believe. Each team after this one would have played at least 3 times. There is also, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more days of this. That doesn't match up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more days of this. If this is the 6th day. 15 sets of matches for different. Wow, I don't know about that. Anyway, this will be looking for cat. Anyway, what is happening tonight? So tonight we have in the A bracket we have FS versus BXWL. Then for the second round we have Xltz versus Kami. For Group B, we have TKT versus Xltz, but unfortunately Xltz has given up. Then in the second round of the B group, we have GPPC versus ECL. Then in C group, we have ERG versus GST, but ERG did give up, so GST wins that point. Followed by EFFS versus KBB. Then in the D group, we have TANG versus GT, followed by DFS versus MGK. So, those are the matches for tonight. Right now, we're going to be watching the GT versus TANG battle. And then afterwards, we'll be watching the Xltz versus KAMIKAZE. For the other matches, I will post them as we get along. For the first one, I'm going to post this one for you guys right now. I do remember seeing Tang. Tang do put up a good show. GT's got to be the first time. First time I've seen GT. GT being Golden Tree. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys do. But we still have around about 7 minutes before the first game kicks off. Evening, Mitzi. And oh shit, did I not? No. Yeah, it's 3 minutes delay, so it should be working fine. For a second there, I thought I didn't put on 3 minutes delay, but I'm actually watching myself from 3 minutes behind, so it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah, there we go. Hi, Smoke. It says Isaac on your Twitch account, so I mean, like, I forget. So don't forget, it's 3 minutes delay. So I did say hi, but I said your name. I called you Isaac. I'll try to remember that you're small. It took me a while to remember that weird name as being Mezume. But with that being said, we still have 5 minutes before we go in. So I'm just going to do a little peruse. Otherwise, you guys can put in your questions in the Twitch chat. Ooh, actually, how about a little bit of update? So, there's only there's only 6 spots for a streamer to, like, for us to put our name down. There is 3 other spots where you could sneak in. But truth be told, there's considering the number of matches, there's around about 18 of us. So, if there is, I think actually no, it's like 27 of us. There's 27 of us at any one, like, there's 27 of us registered. So you can only have up to 9 people inside the match, plus the observer, which makes plus the referee, which is 10. So it makes it difficult, to say the least. I'd really love to set up a stream team, have 3 other guys stream with me for each of the separate matches. That would be excellent. Some kind of like a stream board match. But at the same time, it would be quite difficult to get a team together. Hello, Cricket. You are lovely today, but unfortunately, you are actually sitting slightly in view of my stuff right now. Oh yeah, what was I gonna say? It's gonna be very interesting to see here because GT versus TANG is actually a D group one. Both of these guys only rank in pretty low. So chat is real. I mean, like, the chat is always The chat is always live. Hi, Sundering. How are you doing today? Just waiting for the first match to begin. Should be beginning shortly, but by the looks of it, does look like TANG ranks 6th on this streamer-made spreadsheet. So in the D rank, we've got GT ranking 10th, tying with TG for 9th and 10th actually. Which is quite interesting because it also goes TANG. So I mean, like, are they related to TANG, this one? So according to the current according to the current score, according to Zombie J, about a bit shout out to Zombie J for creating this sheet. So perfect loss. Negative points for half a point loss for just a 1 to 2. I wonder where these rules came from. Oh, you want? Oh, wait, hang on. You want to? Hang on. Wait. Yeah, I said Xltz gave up. Which is strange because Xltz seems to be the main team of Xltz. So. So there's no matches for a TKT, which should be the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar. Cool name. So we should be starting any day now. GT equals gay tree? I thought it was golden tree. That's what you put on your registry. Wait, what? Ready. Both are ready. What happened here? Okay, so both called for ready, so I don't know why we're not starting yet. The sign-up phase. Rules or general rules? Scoring phase. Map selection. Okay, yeah, scoring each one. Okay, so you start off with 5 points. You get 2.3. All right, cool. So yeah, this should be accurate. Man, you gotta give a hand to Zombie. All right, first match. Hi, John Remo. Alright, let me just take this off for a second. Really gotta figure out a way to have all of that disappear all at once. But... Whoa! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7! Seven pole axes coming up for Tang here. Lots of heavy infantry. We got 3 Royal Janissaries. Look for a pick. And lots of Iron Reapers and Medails filling out for the rest. We got 1 Cataphract, 2 Cataphracs, 1, 2 Shenjis and 2 Metalators for Tang. Tang also coming out with 4 muskets, being on the attacking side, actually. That's very interesting to see. Does look like one of their players did DC just now. Hopefully it comes back. Also, we have 4 poleaxes coming out from GT with 2 short swords. 4 muskets again with 3 pikes, so not too... so the distribution does seem to be quite spread out between a couple of the classes. Anyway, we have a very interesting setup of a tier 4 with a tier 5 with a tier 2 for the first 3 guys. Then we have a double, one guy going with a triple tier 4 and 2 tier 4s with tier 3 filled out with the rest. Otherwise, we got double tier 5 for the rest. It is a natural delay. I have to have 3 minutes delay when because I'm streaming live matches. That's the only problem. If I wasn't streaming live matches, I can stream live, but that's when you're always throwing Sunder in. Yeah, it's always a bit tricky, but in the end, it's really good. The moment you need to enter is when we already lost. Alrighty. First off, here we go. We got 3 guys heading towards the back, probably setting up some culverins. And we got a Treb here on the natural. Taking out one of the cannons, not using the ballista like I would. Does look like the right-hand siege tower is being stalled. Taking a long while to get pushing. We got the left-hand siege tower, middle siege tower making their way downtown, and we got the middle siege tower already getting shot at by those Metallators. There are 2 Metallators, 3 Metallators in fact. This is a good setup. But unfortunately, these Metallators are on the wall. Gonna have to be wary of some Trebs coming through. Whoa, we got a... Looks like we got 2 mortars here. Very close. Good hit! I do believe that musket's gonna try to take them out. Probably need some assistance, or wait down for cooldown. He will take those Metallators, or hit them where it hurts. would put them back here. Having the Metallators stationed at the supply point is not a bad spot, mainly because it's very difficult for Trebs to hit in, and these mortars are trying their best to hit those Metallators. We got more culverins being built on the wall, trying to take those siege towers down, as classically we've seen a lot of siege towers go down for the count. So let's see how many let me have a check. We have 7 to 8. So we have 23 left with 7 left for the defenders. How many did we put here? We put 3. Interesting that you put 3. This is quite a long shot and quite difficult. Aim too low and you'll hit the wall in front. Aim too high and you'll go over. One more hit. By the looks of it, we'll take this right-hand siege tower down. The left and the middle siege tower did get destroyed. Man, this is going to be a while before any action is seen. We do have one of the members from TANG still AFK. One of the members still DC'd. Lots of mortars being used to pressure the enemies. I'm not sure if they're aiming at the right spots here. We got one culverin back here in this initial phase. I'd definitely be looking for a different avenue. Does look like a dual blade wants to go creep in. But good thing GT is looking at the front gate. We did see before that Sea King did not defend their front gate, letting heroes get in, take out a couple of free culverins and stuff, and that was pretty devastating. Mainly because they couldn't maintain the pressure on these siege towers, allowing the siege tower to get up eventually. I'm pretty sure that Tang's got to make a move eventually, but this next set of siege towers might use up some more artillery. Clocking down some artillery right now. We got 6 left to go. Do think that will be a while before they use all of them, because those Metallators are doing amazing work, as this one will go down. Left-hand siege tower will go down yet again, mainly because of those Metallators. Metallators destroying the siege towers? My goodness, how disgusting. Another set of Falconettis onto the right-hand siege towers. A standoff as GT and Tang kind of just leave their medals near the front gate. Does look like some woodcutters did come in here just for get a kill, or get killed. Well, he's saying something, but I don't know what he's saying. Does look like, wow, that's a very interesting spot. I wonder if it works. Probably does. Let's see him shoot. Hey! Bam! And it does hit. That's a very interesting spot. I'm pretty sure it'd be hard to see anything. I'm pretty sure like the angle of like what you see will be something like, well, something like either the pole will be in your face, or you would actually see the end of the cannon and it'll be something like this. So actually, that's fine. That's fine. This first phase is pretty boring, as I can attest to it being quite the similar strategy again on Hidden City for nearly everyone. Although the choices for maps are not really spoiled for choice. They've only got, let's have a look again. They have Hidden City, Angolia, Sun City, or Riverland Castle. So with a choice like that, I think Hidden City and Riverland Castle has been the most preferred. Surprised no one's gone for Sun City. There was people far back. Pro snipers. Once you get the rough estimate for how high you need to aim the culverin, you pretty much got it. Does look like the left-hand siege tower will make it to the wall. Finally, one of the siege towers does make it. Unfortunately, the number of Metallators shouldn't have actually allowed that. Probably got some Metallators killed. Does look like Metallators are just shooting into the wall here. That's very depressing. Middle siege tower will go down still. And we have the right-hand siege tower also being pushed. Tang going in for the front gate push. Whoa, that is interesting. Flamers. One flamer gets caught by the Metallitor volley. Shenji Grenadiers throw their grenades, but straight into the wall here, trying to throw it directly at them, but unfortunately the angle's wrong. Oh my goodness, this is going to be brutal. A front gate push like this is kind of difficult, if I would say. The Iron Reapers do get dead here. And wow, Metallitor's nice discipline here. Using those Metallitor's to rinse out those front Medals. Here comes a lot of space. Tang gonna make a massive move here through the front. These Metallitor's are open, so get on top of those. We got the Halberdier Sergeants, and we got the Shenji here shooting volley after volley. They're taking a massive left turn. Oh my goodness. Those Metallitor's need to keep moving. But unfortunately, those Metallitor's that were doing so much work are now just getting dead at the rear here. Charging at point-blank range here. Whoa! Massive, massive climb now. Moving up towards the battle here at the left side siege tower. Gonna finish up with a clean Treb, killing a couple of your Axe Raiders. I saw Axe Raiders in there. Did you see Axe Raiders? I'm pretty sure. Probably the trick of the eye. Lots of Medals, there is an Axe Raider, and someone did bring Axe Raiders. Someone did, yes, Tang brought Axe Raiders. But they're gonna grab the A now, but there looks like a second set of Medals came through the front gate, and it looks like they just got devastated. As it looks like those Medals were just running through. Losses pretty heavy for the attacker side, or about 100 extra. I would say not too bad, in fact, but I would have to give them negative points for losing that Metallitor. You should have given up. You should have left the Metallitors and retreated them instead of having them follow up. If you were going to have them follow up so close behind, they should have went first with the first pile, and then you should have consolidated on the Metallitor, allowing the Metallitors to shoot down. Tang easily taking the right hand supply point. Wow, that is very interesting that the right hand supply point gets gotten very easily. Golden Tree is... wow, that's... Alchemist healing. Alchemist healing on the front line here. Probably going to... whoa! Two guys coming up through the front gate here. We've got a set of Medals and two sets of Medals and a Cataphract out on the field. So it looks like Tang is engaging their cavalry now. Only one cavalry out on the field. Each, actually. We got Golden Tree coming up the... I'm going to call it the left side stairs. Or the middle stairs. Which is quite frightening, actually. But they just lost a couple of heroes. But they will kill this Shenji. This is going to be pretty... that's going to be a pretty nasty loss, losing the Shenji. I don't think they've gotten any value out of that one. And, whoa, the losses did mount by an additional 30. That's 2 units worth of... whoa! And we have a battle kicking off here at the B side. Golden Tree coming up the rear, coming from the front, actually. Does look like Tang has the superiority here at the front. On the B side, but they have to turn around and face this pile. Does look like there were some ball sacks. We have some Nafan, we have some Bastion Wild Flames in the back there doing some damage. We got Prefecture Pike Guard coming in the rear, gonna hit. Oh my god, look how far they charged. Wow, cutting that pile of infantry in half. What amazing work. Long charge. This is going to be a... this is just going to be a mass right now. We got two Medals coming out for the attackers, getting instantly sliced apart by a lethal march. Someone just... Tang is definitely got superiority here as more and more troops of the Golden Tree does clock out. Golden Tree does look like to move on to the final defense. They're going to run for their lives. Definitely would leave those Metallitors for dead, as the precious Medal cannot create enough distance. Where you going? They're going on this supply point. Gonna delay for the supply point. Whoa! Did you just see that Oh my goodness, that was hilarious. One of the members from TANG just gets instantly tapped by that Medal. That was hilarious. Going in with that brace damage. Gotta be careful as well. Sliding across. Whoa, gonna kick off a battle here on the left-hand side. This Treb, very interesting to see some ball sacks from TANG as well. Definitely using them fire for effect. That Treb landing in. Nice bait, but it does look like the Imperial Pike Guard does survive most of it. Imperial Pike Guard needs to get out of there or march as it just gets slowly whittled down. The tidal wave of surf units is real. We also have the Rathian Wild Flames doing absolute work. It's just one stream of troops. They're making a train of village watchmen with prefecture pikemen. Prefecture pikemen in the rear, charging in from the side here. We got some halberdier sergeants, one of the few units with natural stun on brace. But here comes some cataphracts coming in from the side. A couple of them does get caught up. Doesn't look like a very good charge. Whoa! Actually, where did these... They charge in a very awkward angle, but the short sword is still surviving. We've got more guys coming in from the front right now. We got Medals, in fact. Does look like the halberdier sergeants are still doing work. There's still few of them left. We got banner guards even going in, trying to do work. Charging in with that banner. Is he going to do the 3 spin? Yes, he does, but he gets deleted. GT is doing their very best to keep them out of the pile. Does look like GT is doing very well for themselves right now. We got some claymores actually at the front. They're gonna cleave this pile in half, but let's see how long their For Freedom lasts for as heroes are making their way. We also have some village watchmen, not village watchmen, we got pike militia also racing for the field. GT is completely surrounding TANG right now, but they're slowly getting whittled down as it mostly just surfs. We got a nice core of Adal's holding position. Those claymores probably did the most work. They're still fighting even now. Lots of grape shots. Looking at those grape shots, absolutely decimating the enemy players. And we have some Shenji still for the remaining. Got 3 minutes 20 seconds to go. The defenders are not doing too hot, for sure. Picking their battles. I do think their setup is not adequate to face off against this attack, but it was a nice stream from both sides. Lots of watchmen for quite a long time there. I believe it does come down to the core units and the commitment of those grape shots. Those grape shots yet again moving forward once more. Another grape shot's probably going to delete more heroes. Looks like someone just lost his horse. We got a section of Medals. GT still has units in reserve. One Medal could be all it takes. We got village watchmen surrounding the TANG. Lots of respawns coming through. This is not a perfect surround, but the Medals are tanky. They will not fall easily, even against a mass of village watchmen, almost twice their numbers. Unfortunately, that Treb decimating the defenders' Medals right now. Just a hero versus hero fight. Lots of short swords. I think all of the poleaxes switched to short swords just now. I think everyone just switched into short sword. One by one, they will fall. Does look like they did take out the grape shots. Boom! Another Thunderstruck. Going to try to dance the dance of death here with another short sword going down. TANG is coming up huge with massive fighting. Just going to finish off this last guy. I do believe he is the last one alive. And the defender is getting wiped out here on the base point. Good effort from both teams. I do love a messy fight. Messy finish. Whoa, coming out huge with the 10-1-11, only with 900 unit kills. But that is a given that both sides doing massive work on each other's units. I do think that Golden Tree was a little bit lacking in terms of setup, but when it comes down to a fight, TANG really committing hard there. When they push in, they didn't give Golden Tree an inch, and when Golden Tree moves out of, and Golden Tree tries to push them back, they get trebbed into oblivion. So that is the fault of Golden Tree getting trebbed, but at the same time, I do think the setup was inadequate in order to do a complete push or to be disciplined and wait for the enemies to keep pushing. So it was not a slaughter. Taking a quick look at the other score points, we're going to look at over 1,000 plus for 2 members for TANG. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members from TANG doing work with over 700 unit score. That is a wonderful thing to see. Definitely making the good effort. All of the members ranking, whoa, almost like more than half the team ranking with double-digit assist points there. I do believe the kills was a little bit less for GT, but we got some outliers with 11 kills for a spear and 11 assists for a short sword. Still doing absolute work. Yo-Yo going in with that 1,500 unit score. Having a quick look at the progression of the battle. A little bit of a loss taking A, but then we got a massive exchange here at the B. At the front side, it does look like defenders, but at the back end, when they were getting pushed from behind, does look like the attackers take a heavy loss, but then followed by a little nick at the back, finishing off the defenders, taking B, and then finally the chase happened. Realistically, the fight was ongoing throughout the entire end battle. Well done, both teams. That was excellently well done. I believe that was a fun match to watch. Realistically, I think the B section was pretty sad because GT really needed to fight for that supply point, allowing TANG onto the ground there. Not good at all when it comes down to how to say. When it comes down to keeping the enemy out of the city. And it's going to be super sad if I've already missed my battle. Don't tell me I missed my battle. No, TANG is still here, so they haven't left yet. Whew. An excellent first battle there. Quality of the teams are a little bit less than what we've previously seen, but I don't think that they are any slouch either. Strong start. Questionable decisions. Definitely have to agree, Aussie. I do believe that they did have some kind of strategy at the beginning, but the B strategy there was kind of strange. They're taking the fight there on the wall, pushing them back, pushing them down, and coming up from the rear, from behind. So, trying to outflank the enemy attack. Good decision to outflank the enemy, but I believe that your forward defenses were also inadequate to hold the enemy there. But also as the defenders, it's not your job to slaughter the enemy outright. It's not your job to slaughter the enemy outright. You're realistically looking for the opportunity to get big pickups and delay the enemy as much as possible. But TANG coming in with partial setups was quite amazing. I do believe it's the fault of GT not taking advantage of some weak sections of TANG by overwhelming them from the front. I believe they were too concentrated on the flanking section that they overflanked, meaning that they lost the front to a bare minimum and they flanked for massive effects, but they turned around and smashed the flanking force, as the case with the B section, coming out with that prefecture fight charge, coming out through the center, decimating that infantry pile. I do believe that was quite great to watch. Here we go with the second battle. Thankfully, I haven't missed it. I was a bit scared there. Just a little bit. What do you mean by standing? I mean, I have a player-made score sheet, if that's what you're talking about. Let's have a look at the score sheet, actually. I'm gonna show you a nice little score sheet here. This is quite amazing, if I do say so. This is... where is my... Why can I not grab Chrome? Here. There we go. There we go. This is a score sheet created by... This is a score sheet created by Zombie J. I do have to hand it to this guy. Him creating it is a massive effort, and so glad that he created this. This is a very useful sheet. Do give a shout out the spreadsheet. So right now in this division we have Plebs, On Fire, Vietnam Immortals, and Mugun Kingdom ranking the top. I think Amaterasu is actually part of the top 3 here, so I'm not sure how they're going to break the tie. I'm not sure how they're going to break the tie here. Right now we have Tang versus Golden Tree. Golden Tree ranking lower than Tang right now. So by the looks of the first battle, it does look like Tang has the upper hand, and coming in for the second battle, being on the defender's side, they're going to have a sweet advantage. So I do think Golden Tree's got their work cut out for them. They're no slouch either side. They're definitely very committed, but definitely on bar for quite a lot of the average teams, I would say. I don't think they're going to be one of the few top players, but it wouldn't be a surprise to see them actually get into the elimination section of the tournament, or the main section of the tournament. But that being said, they have a lot of competitors as well. I mean, Vietnam Immortals are returning. Mugun Kingdom has also been very good at getting into the tournament. I haven't seen On Fire or Plebs fight just yet, but for the rest of... But that's the spread for what I've been given. And again, special thanks to Zombie Jab for providing this for all of our streamers. I do believe that you guys should check them out if you guys have time. Anyway, continuing on, we got the next battle about to begin here on Hidden City. This time we got GT attacking, with Tang defending. They're coming out with the Holy Trinity. Well, with the holy duo of poleaxe for days and muskets for days. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 muskets with 7. No? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 poleaxes. Holy poleaxe. That is an amazing number of poleaxes. My goodness, that is so many poleaxes for days. We got 4 short swords. GT does look like they were switching all to poleaxes. I mean, all to short sword at the end there, trying to buy some time. We have 5 pikes coming out for GT for now. 1, 2, 3, 4 cataphracts. 4 cataphracts. Let's see if GT can get any use of them. Does look like Tang wants to end this on the wall. Going in with the heavy infantry. No cataphracts whatsoever. And we have the Prefecture Pikemen. Again, the Prefecture Pikemen might make lots of value. We got 1 Avant-Garde, 1 Bastion Wild Flames. And again, the interesting lookout for the Tier 4 units does look like on the attacks they were using more Tier 4 units. But here on the defense does look like... On the defense, it does look like GT was using a lot of Tier 4 units. It does look like they're coming in with quite a few Tier 4 units this time as well, dropping some of the Tier 5s and coming in with the triple Tier 4s. Does look like they're thinking of even exchanges and going to win out through attrition. Going to try to get that even value. Alright, Tang moving out. Does look like a little bit of a weak right side. Probably not, actually. 3 guys heading towards the back, probably going to set up those 3 culverins at the back. We got all of the siege towers and the battering ram being worked on. We've got most of the siege weapons on the wall being worked on. We got a interesting culverin being placed here right away. Probably not going to get trebbed immediately. We did see a treb go through. Get this deleted here on the right-hand side. I'm not sure why this one gets trebbed on the right-hand side every single time. We have 1, 2, 3 Metallators for Tang as well. Going to suppress each of the siege towers, creating a lot of money. Sorry, not money. Going to create a lot of value out of destroying these siege towers. These Metallators, one of the few ranged units that can take down a siege tower in any reasonable amount of time. Previously, you used to have something like Rattan Marksman just shoot a siege tower down. Fortunately, they have made it that the other ranged units deal no damage to siege towers, so that is an interesting change. This siege tower does look like it's about to go down. Middle siege tower did go down. Let's see how many culverins they have at the back. 3 is a lot, and this time they're protecting it with medals. Only 2 culverins being built. Does look like you'll probably have a culverin in reserve. No, he doesn't. He placed his culverin down. Same with someone else. So, Ret and siege tower did go down. The front gate does look to have some action, or not. Front gate does blast open. There goes the Shenji. Pokey pokey. Getting a couple of surf kills, although they might not be terribly important. I wouldn't send them into their death just so soon. We got some cataphracts already on the field. GT probably going for an early front gate push. Could force their way through the Medals and the Shenji. Not very much resistance coming out from... Not very many stacked here for Tang. So this could be interesting. Quite a few Medals out for right now, which is not what you'd want to see, because I'd expect a lot of cataphracts coming out. They have both their cataphracts out right now, actually. So it's very strange that if you were expecting for a wall push, you would have a lot of heavy infantry, but the Medals being used now makes me think that they were expecting a fight at the front gate. So honestly, GT, what are you doing with your cataphracts out right now? Because I don't think they're going to get you any value unless you are going for a front gate push, and it does look like they have now gotten their Imperial Pikemen in position. Medals on one side, but it does look like the front gate is left unattended for now as they rock on through. Cataphracts is going to make a mess out of things as they pulverize through. So this is the exact situation when you want to have more Medals out on the field than the enemy has cavalry. We're going to get some Royal Janissaries here in the back. Going to get hit by these Imperial Pike. But here comes some Cataphracts from the side, smashing success, taking out those Metallators for excellent value. But does look like the Cataphracts did not continue on to decimate the pile. Very interestingly, they get slaughtered instead. I think those Iron Reapers smacking them into smithereens was very surprising, but the entire attack does look like to have failed. Wow, that was what happened to the rest of them? It looked like the 2 Imperial Pikemen and 1 Cataphract did go through, and then the rest of them didn't follow up. So they got slaughtered. Not a very good start for Golden Tree. Golden Tree not committing together. Out on the ground, probably did realize that they were outmatched in terms of strategy, having so many Medals out on the field there. So they cut their losses and commit to the wall here. Got 1 siege tower up, the middle siege tower, right-hand siege tower also still making their way, but the left-hand siege tower does look like to be completely abandoned. Whoa, Axe Raiders! I think I just saw something. Nope. Any Axe Raiders? No Axe Raiders. Alright, alright. I didn't see an Axe Raider, maybe. Actually, there is an Axe Raider. Probably not being used yet. Gotta try to suppress the wall by just tripping the crap out of these guys. Medal and Iron Reaper pile actually still staying around even after taking some heavy hits. One mortar into the center of those Iron Reapers. We're getting a few losses as more and more mortars are being here to pressure the enemy. Prefecture Pike Guard making their rounds. It's going to be very surprising because the Prefecture Pike Guards have a devastating charge. They're going to walk up here, get hit, and they're going to be absolutely feeling it when those Banner Guards going to reset their charge. So that might be cool. And hello, Alamus. How are you doing? We're watching a exciting battle between Golden Tree and Tang, but does definitely look like Tang's got a plan, got an ace in the hole. But here comes another Treb. Medals brace upon them. Whoa, what was that lethal march? We got some Nafan guards coming in as well. This is a messy fight. We have lots of flames coming through. Banner guards charging in here on the right-hand side. Lots of space being created, but more and more troops being funneled through as they charge them in. Nafan guards need to get completely on the wall here. I'd brace your Medals right across. Iron Reapers cleared up the left-hand side fairly easily with some claymores in the mix. Now we have Tang taking super heavy losses. Those Nafan guards definitely making their value feel, definitely gonna make their flames feel hurt. They're gonna make their flames feel hurt? What am I saying? They're gonna make them feel the hurt with their flames. Wow, Tang losing out massively in that exchange just now. I couldn't be more surprised. This is a good start for GT. Unfortunately for the beginning section, I mean. They're losing one of their cataphracts, one of their valuable cataphracts, but why should I say valuable cataphracts? They have 4 of them. They just lost 1. So they have 3 other cataphracts. So on the ground, this is going to be a bit of a hit and miss here. Tang probably outplayed themselves here by losing so many Medals here on the wall. This is the time where your Medals would be most valuable, because this is where you're going to be fighting on the ground. You're going to be fighting against the waves of cavalry that could be coming out from the enemy, and the enemy definitely has quite a few cavalry. I don't know, it's a very interesting pick to see the Tundra Humans being chosen, but we will have to wait and see what they choose to do. Front gate doesn't look to be defended. Tang also heavily stacked on the left-hand side, not having very many people here on the right-hand side. Posturing with Prefecture Pikemen. Want to get some value out of the Prefecture Pikemen, you got to be careful. Ballistas being deployed. I've seen this quite a few times. Ballistas being deployed against a heavy setup. This is to counter the super stacked defense here on the bottom of these stairs. There is another stairs here. Not very many people use it. I definitely use it if I was going to have a contingency force. Overcommit here for the right-hand side, or have them be distracted with a not right-hand side. This is left-hand side. I'd overcommit here for the right-hand side, only to have a token force attack them from the left-hand side. Does look like someone's going to the wall. These claymores getting caught out. Don't think they're going to get away. Good pickup from Tang. Gonna be feeling the hurt. I definitely treb that section on top of the wall, but whoa! For Freedom is going to try to survive their asses out. Not losing too many of them, only losing a fair few. Gonna lose a couple more as Tang pokes them down. So that's very unfortunate. Losing about 6 members, probably 13, maybe 14 left. Probably took some losses in a different battle. So Tang heavily stacked here on the right-hand side. Did look like not Tang. Does look like GT heavily stacked on the right-hand side. So too does a section of Tang here. Not enough to be afraid of, but once they touch the ground, it's going to have the battle kickoff running. This is the tricky part as well. You have to engage at some point. You're running out of time, and this is where Tang could be baiting them in for the right-hand side. But I don't think so. I think Tang's just going to here to delay them as much as possible. They're going to have a weird fight here on the side. Prefecture Pike Guard, where you going? Just set up for the charge. Here comes the charge now. One of the short sword amazingly didn't die. I thought he would eat it and get squashed, but apparently not. Claymore's getting that absolutely devastating. I thought that Prefecture Pike charge was going to be effective, but apparently it wasn't. We got some Nafan, we have some Brassian Wild Flames thrown in their ball sacks. Those things will be a pain in the ass as the village watchmen get absolutely rinsed out by fire. The pile of Fortebraccio here at the front getting absolutely owned. Oh my goodness, why didn't you push forward? The Fortebraccios are definitely out of position here, but not being contested. Whoa, Tang is getting chased now. Tang tried to do a oopsie. I mean, try to do a flank, but this is a massive oopsies. You're gonna have to take the fight. What are you doing? This is a tragic retreat. This is absolutely tragic. We got some Tundra units out on the field. Those Iron Reapers need a charge. Just charge it. He does. Good work, but Snowwalker right out. That's very unfortunate. Oh my god, Cataphract going to come through the center now. Nobadow's braced right now. Fortebraccio is getting messed up. Iron Reapers are not going to be able to stop a Cataphract charge without the flail. We got some Burner Boys. We have some Nafan Guards burning them out, but whoa, another devastating hit for Tang. Tang is not looking good. They're getting absolutely devastated here. My goodness, both teams doing the same mistake, trying to outflank the enemies at the worst possible time. This is this is very strange. I wouldn't have charged my Halberdier Sergeants there, but they're making a lot of room here as those Iron Reapers make space. Tundra Humans just cleave their way through. Oh my god. Tang is holding on by a thread. Down goes one of the short swords that made it to the point. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to hold this point. It will come down to a field battle. I think it's going to come down to a field battle. Golden Tree coming in big. Nice catches from Golden Tree. Tang, I'm not sure what you're doing, man, but you are making mistakes all around. Kicking it off here with the Tundra Humans. Tundra Humans walking around strangely. Village Watchmen won't exactly stop them, but that gotta hurt. I don't think the Tundra Humans can be contested against with normal units. We got a grey hair garrison out here. Gonna be trebbed in about 10 seconds. Less than 10 seconds. Right now! Wow, those double trebs hitting so hard. Mixing up with Village Watchman also coming in. The Pike getting slapped as he charged through. Down goes Tang. Tang not doing too hot here as they're trying to get through the normal way. You have the Fortebraccio here at the back. Nice formation. This is really good when you want to just stop the enemy from getting through your lines very quickly. Fortebraccios are tanky. They're not exactly weak. 3 minutes to go. These short swords are creating a lot of time here, swapping in and out. Definitely assist each other. If one of you dies, they can all focus on one of the short swords, which is very terrible for this short sword getting knocked off of it as well. But Tang is completely held up here in the spawn point, so doesn't look like they're going to be able to get out, and that's very unfortunate. I do not like it when it comes down to a hold like this. You have spoiled your victory, Golden Tree. You have spoiled your victory. I'm sad. I'm very sad. I am very sad. Shouldn't have. I'm still going. This is sad. This is sad. Just end it. What are you doing? I don't know what to say to this. I, this is, I mean, I can't. Doesn't matter what was said. Just play the game. And after that, I honestly can't say anything good about GT anymore. It it really comes down to the fact that Tang made a lot of mistakes. I don't believe that Golden Tree was doing anything spectacular, but I do think that Tang made some severe mistakes, overconfidence, or whether or not it was overconfidence or whether or not it was strategic failure. It comes down to the fact that Tang did overcommit for flanking, so lots of losses for a lot of occasions. As you can see, GT did take a bit of a loss coming in from the front gate. Not terrible, but it wasn't huge or anything. The wall defense was kind of strange. I do believe that the Flamers created so much value. As you can see, the difference from having Flamers and not having Flamers is staggering. More than twice the number of death because of those Flamers. And also when you brace out with Medals, it is massive. And then finishing up, it was just a massacre as a failed retreat by Tang, trying to outflank the enemy. But again, the the retreat here was the failure. That was the upsetting thing. They could have held on to B if they didn't push out and they slowed down the enemy, but in the end, again a it was again a failure of Tang moving out of position and going for plays which made no sense. I think it comes down to the fact that Tang retreated and not committed to the flank that caused the downfall of the failure. That caused their downfall of the B defense, because they could have held on to the B section if it comes down to a classic hold, but getting caught out is terrible, absolutely terrible, and but it will come down to a field battle, so it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see who has more confidence in cavalry. I will have to say that GT does have a preference for cavalry, but let's see if Tang can pull out some field shenanigans. I'd love to see if they've got something. Ah, man, I came in here super hyped. That is... That's super depressing. I mean... Ah, man. It just... just one of the things I don't want to see. Like, here on the CBL League, you win, you win. I give the benefit of the doubt for the defenders to go sally out, to go do an attack, because if you kill all the attackers, you win. It's another win condition. But as the attackers, you don't have that luxury. You don't have that luxury of you kill all the defenders. Killing all the defenders, you could still lose. You take the point. That is your victory condition. If you do not take the point when you have it, and you proceed to just continuously kill the defenders, it's sad. It's just sad. I do not like it. I do not want to see it. It's just sad. As the attackers win the game, that is the best harm you can do to your opponent. No matter what they say, they lose, they lose. But losing and then just sitting there for the next few minutes, alrighty, we're gonna be, the field battle is gonna kick off. Hopefully they don't start the next set of battles straight away. It's gonna be pretty sad if they do, because they still have battles to play off in the second round. And here we go. Tang versus GT, both winning their attacks on Hidden City, coming down to a field battle tie-breaker. Tang probably has less experience here on the field, as cavalry not being chosen. We got interesting lineups here with infantry still in the mix. Surprisingly, not a lot of cavalry being chosen. Heavy on the infantry, so this could be a play on either side. Tang not going with the massive poleaxe setup. Does look like a little even spread now. We got 3 short swords, 3 poleaxes, with the pikes coming out for Tang. 5 pikes. GT coming out with the 6 pikes instead, and with the 5 short swords. Kind of probably break up those lines to destroy. Classically, seeing lots of medals, seeing lots of other alternative pikes like Imperial Pike Guard. All the medals in the world, not very much cavalry. That's the most interesting thing. Both teams not choosing a lot of cavalry. Here comes a very normal, safe points and B points. So it's going to come down to a B push. First ones to make it are Tang. Well, no, actually, they both seem to make it at the exact same time, both setting up some siege weapons. Hi! What am I doing? I'm streaming a field battle. We got double grape shots with a ballista here, the front. Ballista taking out 2 of those outriders. Ah, man, I definitely put some more grape shots down here at the front. They won't immediate. Whoa, no, you've already. Why'd you unbrace them? Damn it! Wow, that is brutal. As those medals getting absolutely clapped in half. Center line of GT getting absolutely decimated here. Flamers making some work. Cataphracts rolling around. Not engaging. Front line is collapsing into oblivion. Those Iron Reapers were let go for some massive effect. Flamers doing probably most of the work right now, and they are not doing too hot, as Cataphracts have finally engaged in the rear, taken out whatever that was there. Not sure if there was many things. Imperial Pike Guard stomping the Medails. I think this is an out of position play, probably going for the exchange, but the exchange is bad. Bad, bad, bad. Cataprax could get caught up here at the B point, as they could be... Yep, does look like a couple of Cataprax do let themselves go into that pile. That's not very good, but they're going to lose the B point. Tang does lose one of their ballistas. Really need to reinforce that B point now, but heavy losses for both sides, but more heroes dead for Tang right now. Tang coming in with their own Cataprax. Whoa, nice catch! Taking out both the Shenji Grenadiers and the Cataprax right now, but the struggle here is the heroes, as the heroes trying their best to defend or have a decent pickup. All in all, the exchange did go in favor of Tang right now. They have the B point as well. Secondary setup is coming in. We have plenty of losses, though. So we're looking at 10 dead from Tang's side, and we're looking at 7 from GT's side. Out of the gate, we have more resources for Tang at 10 artillery and 9 for GT. GT is looking for a second round here at the B point as they swap out for new units. I do think that this is going to be very interesting to see if GT can do a pickup here. Again, both sides having quite a few surf units in reserve, so realistically, you'll only have enough units to go for 2 real fights. 2 real fights here. You're going to have to make best value of those artillery. You're going to have to make... Whoa, did someone else die? Yes, someone else just died. Holy shit, Tang. You might run out of hero lives at this rate before you run out of units. Right now, Tang is expected to be here on the B, as ballistas coming out in... coming out. Whoa, Culverin. Interesting choice of a Culverin. I'd definitely get out of projectile range. Trying to counter, actually, those... That's very funny, because the Culverins are placed in such a way that they'll hit this thing, so they can't actually hit each other. Oh, well, that went down, so that's not good. That means this Culverin is open, and all they see is infantry. Does look like it will go down at the time. Halberdier sergeants do look to go leave. Interesting to see some alchemists here. I don't think anything besides the Medails can take a shot right now, so stay out of the way. Those alchemists could also get beaten up. Oh, no, that's very interesting, because you can use your heroes to bait out the ballista shots, and yeah, that would be absolutely painful. Lol, they must not play tournaments much. You can just leave and surrender. Yes, but that's not the point. Just because you can leave and surrender doesn't spoil the victory any more than it does. Even if this is the thing, like, we know the attackers were going to win. We know that the attackers had the absolute advantage at B. It's just what they did afterwards. Instead of choosing to win, they spoiled their victory. I'm just gonna... It's just a spoiled victory. GT here on the B section right now, creeping up very close here. Sitting at the north side of B right now. I got some Shenji shooting in, actually. Did see a couple. Not sure if they did any good value here. Yep. Very close, in fact. Trying to break down those barricades. Man. A little bit of a face-off, but it's going to come down to range superiority. The more they use these Shenjis just to do a little bit of poking, the more value they're going to get out. The positions of all of the units is going to be very interesting as well. We got this Medal here, which I'm not sure what it plans to do. Is it a bait? And this is the interesting thing here. The Alchemists The Alchemists are here healing. This could be the best time I've ever seen Alchemist units on both sides. Alchemist does a throw. We got some counter pushing happening immediately, not waiting for the enemies to move out of position. But we got some Iron Reapers here in the center. A nice charge through the center by the Banner Guards, followed by the Claymores. Does look like Cataprax coming in from the back here. Very oddly gets caught on something. Probably a couple of Iron Reapers. Whoa! But Cataprax from the rear does a decimating swipe through the corner. Not as hard as I thought it would be, but definitely doing a pickup. Both sides down to 12 and 11, actually. The B section is not lost just yet, but they're losing superiority of units. This Forte in an excellent position out in disperse mode, going to interrupt yet again. Those Cataprax seen their last days as they get killed. This is going to be difficult. Medals can't simply walk into Forte like this. You need pure mass, and when the Forte has got this kind of space, we got some rattan round shields, in fact, gonna create that numbers advantage, massing in one of the medals for the for GT does clock out, and Tang loses a shit ton of heroes. Whoa, where did they go? Oh my goodness. I did not realize that Tang just clocked out so many heroes just now. 10 lives left. I think someone just got permadeath. Let me have a quick look. Which button is it? Alright. 1 permadeath for Tang. 2 permadeath for Tang. That is not good. That is not good. Troops remaining. He still had 55 troops remaining. That is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So did 30 units for the other guy as well. Let's quickly look back. Doesn't look like anyone from GT is dead just yet, but superiority still in favor of Tang holding the B point. But here's the interesting thing. After the 2 major engagements, it's going to come down to quality of units. Going to lose another one of your heroes, Tang. Not doing too well in the deathmatch style. And down he goes. 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go. GT will need to kick this off pretty fast if they want to have any time at all. I do believe these Tundra humans were held in reserve for this exact moment for when it comes down to just surf units. You're going to have to create value. You're going to have to make a move. We've got no artillery for either side. Just got to be sheer strength. Sheer strength of... sheer skill right now. At the front here, we've got Medals, and more Village Watchmen. We got some Demez Pikemen, in fact. I think the Demez Pikemen could have been better used for some other things, but it does look like quality of units are in favor of GT. GT coming in with a massive flank by the Cataphracts. Holy Jesus! That is amazing. But Tang losing so many heroes right now, even if they lose the beast point, they're gonna have to hold on to A, gonna have to hold on to the base point. Very few units left. I don't know where you're going, Medal. You're going not prepared at all. And this is the thing. Anyone at A? Someone is at A! Holy Jesus. But can you hold on for 1 minute? Can you hold on for the amount of time it's going to take you to not lose points? You cannot drop a single... Well, you can drop up to 23 points, I think. But Tang is going to be desperately fighting for their lives right now. They've sent 1 member over to stop the A. The A needs to be reset. Reset it. Oh my goodness. If it comes down to less than 30 seconds, I think they might have it. Bit of a pickup. Losing 2.5 right now. Tang has his short swords. They got some Demez Pikemen on this point right now. But this short sword's about to go. No! And there we have it. GT taking the field battle. A desperate last effort from Tang. Doing very well for themselves. I think Tang coming in. I think overall the cavalry usage from Tang was the faltering, was again the weakness of, was the main weakness. Tang not having that overall cavalry, and definitely not very good at the PvPing of the weapons and heroes, losing the two exchanges pretty terribly. And I think it comes down to the cavalry, not having that cavalry in order to generate tons of value. But it's going to be a little bit quick here. I'm not going to say too much about the score value. We do have GT earning themselves some good old points. It is not very, not going to have very much time to start the battle. Oh my god. That's very interesting. Come on. They started the two other battles, but they haven't started this last one, which is good. Oh man. GT will win the fight. They fight up front with their units. Tang, you need to fight with your units. Um, it's not about fighting with your units. It's about how you fight. I think the struggle for Tang here is that the units they're using is not generating the value they want. But I also think Tang lacks the ability to take out enemy heroes. So controlling their units, a bit of a misplay for the beginning section, a bit of overall mistakes, a lot of sections, and Tang seems to have a better understanding of strategy and, well, say strategy, but like they work together way better than GT do. Now I can tell just from watching. Tang looks new to the tournament. Oh yeah, no, Tang's new to the tournament. So is GT. I expected this from their showings in the siege battles. They're not very good with cavalry, and it's a fact. Cavalry is just crucial, almost mandatory, and it's oh so devastating when you cannot cavalry battle, and it's super, super, super devastating. We're just waiting for the next set of battles now. So, we're very lucky because apparently VXWL versus FS did go into a field battle as well. So, we're just waiting for that to finish up now. Which is very surprising since, like, we finished up at literally, like, end timer. Yeah. Both Tang and GT are new. I haven't seen them before. I think, I think, I think they did I think. I mean, like, or it could be, or could be, other team using same name. I. It comes down to really strange things, I think. Decisions, or... Again, like, you're on... Okay, so... Tang had the advantage when they came in. They had good exchanges in cavalry, and that's what led them to hold the victory at B. I believe that. That's what I believe. The cavalry was the turning factor. You had the counterpacks coming in from GT, coming in at the end doing good sweeps, but you also had cavalry coming in for Tang, sweeping up the cavalry from GT. But during the second push, the fact that there were no cavalry of Tangs out on the field to either suppress or compete with the enemy cavalry already sets you back. So you have to win the infantry battle, but this is the thing. You're set up for failure. You're pushing. It was not good. Absolutely not good. You're the defending side. You want the enemy to come to you. They engaged their medals in order to crunch them into a hold. Not good. The spacing was too wide. The line was uneven, and the support did not come in properly. You had the alchemists throw their bombs, and it was kind of a bit messy. I mean, first time I've seen alchemists so close to the front gate, front wall. I mean, at the front, really good, I would say. Uh, really good, I would say. I just think that Tang could have continued on to victory, but the discipline of Tang to hold on a field battle was lacking. They didn't know what they wanted to do, they just fought aggressively. And when you fight aggressively, you don't think. You don't think, you just do. You cannot fight aggressively when you don't have the tools to fight aggressively. You're fighting aggressively with medals. What are medals best for? They're best for bracing. They're not best for attacking. They're not best for pushing. They're best for bracing. They are amazing bracers. What they do best is counter-attacking, slowing the enemy down, and crushing them when they're strong. You needed to hold that lethal march for when your line was breaking down, for when people were trying to charge you. Lethal March is an incredible tool. You got days protection on them, and they can sweep out very easily whole stacks because of the multi-hit. Do remember that medals have multi-hit on their basic attack and their lethal march, but they do not have not their basic attack, on their medal order and their lethal march, but they don't have multi-hit on their basic attack. So while in Brace, you'll only hit one person at a time, so you want to take advantage of their other aspect, their tankiness. Only an 8% only an 8% damage resistance for against infantry, but 33% against cavalry, lances, and swords, that is. It's just a bit of a misplay from Tang, and it comes down to a little bit of the hero play from GT being better. I'm not going to say that GT outplayed Tang because it just doesn't seem so. It's the kind of mistakes you do when you overcommit, when you're over-aggressive, or you're not prepared. You're overcommitted to counterattacking the enemy in a spot where you couldn't take advantage of. When you're overcommitted, GT just rolled in through with their cataphracts. You don't have any cavalry of your own, so when they overcommit, you don't have the tools to answer back. And I do think that Tang has the making of a good team. Definitely inexperienced, I would say. Golden Tree seems like the kind seems like the kind of team where it's built on good players already knowing what they want to do. Because it's kind of strange. When I watch GT perform a lot of big maneuvers, it's not like they have an end goal or like a setup where their movement. It's more like GT moves together, and when they run into a situation, all of the players seems to react differently or have a goal in mind. Tang kind of work together better. I kind of feel like Tang has better teamwork while GT has better players. Ah, yeah, definitely agree. Them engaging the Medaus with Lethal March at the very beginning, only to get knocked down by Imperial Pike Marchers, then cleaned up by the Iron Reapers. Absolutely devastating. That was the beginning of a landslide infantry victory for GT. It was it was simply that factor. It was you cannot get around the fact that the poor engagement was like you're waiting for the enemy the entire time. You're not gaining an advantage. You're trying to take the front, but you decide to engage with a unit that's not designed to engage. But enough about that. We're watching the Kami versus the Xltz battle. So let's watch them on Sun City. Oh my goodness, a different map. Holy cow. I think this is the first Sun City I've seen. This is the first Sun City I've seen in this scoring phase. Holy shit. I've only been watching Hidden City and Riverland Castle this entire time. I'm expecting I want to see a lot of cavalry because Sun City Sea Point is notorious for cavalry just running rampant. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cavalry. Whoa, that's an interesting monastic knights. We got some Tundra humans again with the Tundra humans. Tundra humans can do massive work, but in a tier 5 competition, you need to hold those. You need to hold those Tundra humans until the very end. Whoa, we got 1, 2, 3 Shenji Grenadiers, 4 Shenji Grenadiers, 2 Metallators. Those Metallators will come in handy for the sea point here. Xltz definitely feels like they know what they're doing. We got 2 Metallators coming up from Kami, not a third one to suppress all 3 siege towers, so it looks like they're going to do a little bit of cold running. Looking at the spread of... That's a class I haven't seen in a while. We have both an Adachi and a Glaive here for Xltz, and we have a Maul. This is quite a interesting setup from both teams, in fact. Again, Polax being very interesting among the heavy armor classes. Xltz with the 5 short swords, so I do think they'll be leading the way. Kami also going in with one of the moles. We got double short bow and double pike. 1 dual blade. I'm gotta try to keep an eye out for those glaives. I want to see what they do. I want to see what their primary goal is. Their Flying Reaper is definitely devastating, but I definitely love me them Hail of Blades, especially when you're going up against cavalry. I have used it to stop cavalry charges before, and it's quite fun, if I do say so. The constant knockback from Hail of Blade has also made it very, very good. Too bad you can't chain knockbacks with Hail of Blades. You get knocked back once, then you get hit by a second one, and then you actually get knocked back by the third hit. So it's something along that rather. You get knocked back every second hit. But if you try to roll out of it, you just get knocked back again. All siege towers being pushed, but looks like the B side battery ram is not being pushed. We have some Medaus at the front gate. Watching for that sally out. Doesn't look like they were going to sally out anyway. Some tertials for the defending side. Going out with the heavy infantry. Look at that. Look at that perfect lineup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Iron Reapers. Oof. Alrighty. Not a bad spot here. I think one of the trebs can land awkwardly. In this section. Other than that, I think the rest of them cannot hit them at all. With a Metallitor and a Culverin, does look like that Siege Tower will go down lickety-split. We'll now concentrate here on the Middle Siege Tower. Middle Siege Tower will go down. I mean, right-hand Siege Tower does go down. Middle Siege Tower probably going to go down very shortly. Not going to be a surprise. Not going to be a surprise there. A natural unit difference of around 60, maybe closer to 70, did losing about 14 units.
Nothing my axe can't handle.
Alrighty. First generation siege towers are destroyed, but nothing to be scared about. This is to be expected. Nearly every single map starts out with a destruction of those siege towers. It's pretty easy strategy. It's pretty classic strategy. The only question is, what does Xltz TZ plan to do in this scenario? You gotta have another avenue. You gotta have another look-see. Varilus, it's not that Fortebraccios weren't used, it's just that they are used, and they've been used to great effect. But the thing is that they're hard, they're difficult. One of the things you have to remember is that this is the tournament, there are no doctrines. So, one of the most powerful doctrines, I would say, for a lot of the Pike units, is the Stun on Brace. There are only 2 units in the game that has natural Stun on Brace, which is the Pike Militia and the Cavalry Sergeant. Fortebraccios do have a natural effect of causing knockback, but that's not guaranteed, and also have some kind of limit. Fortebraccios are a bit of an RNG, but they're still very good. We saw them last game, in fact. We saw them on the field battle. Definitely doing some work against the Medals in an open space. I think Medals versus Fortebraccios, I think Fortebraccios win. 32 Fortebraccios out in the open, can't make use of those multi-hits, so you can't, Medal Order won't kill them, Lethal March won't kill them, and definitely, the Fortebraccios have a natural spreading, making use of their distance, making use of their long pikes to deal a lot of damage. And the more the Medals try to move into them, the more they get knocked back, the more they take more damage. It's just a knock-on effect for Fortebraccios to win that kind of engagement. But something like an Iron Reaper easily just walks in and kills it. Royal Janissaries kind of does the same thing. Royal Janissaries have a little bit of a harder time, but again, they get hit a couple times, they get CC immunity, they get tons of damage resistance, and then those Royal Janissaries just walk up to the Fortebraccios and smack them. You're really banking on a little bit of the CC with the Fortebraccios, and you got to make sure you maintain distance. Once they get too close, the Fortebraccio can't hit anyone. So, all in all, with the Fortebraccios, people use them in the tight formation. Not very good when you not very good because a lot of heroes just jumps on it and just annihilates it into oblivion. It's best to use Fortebraccio in combination with other units. For Halberdier Sergeants have classically been a very good unit to support Fortebraccios. You either have overlapping dispersed formation, you have phalanx on top of a dispersed Fortebraccio. Excellent setup. It's very difficult to get through that, and it's very hard to punch a hole through. It's very hard to destroy something that can bounce back. Most of the targets just end up being overwhelmed. But another thing is that you can actually use Medals themselves to protect the Fortebraccios. Medals themselves, again, very good with the kind of spacing they go through. Not so close that they interrupt each other, but definitely they're tough enough individually. Whoa! What was that treb? Really? Trebbing the short bow because it's annoying you? That's hilarious. They're trying to push this siege tower. They're trying to push this battering ram, but it's not working. That's actually hilarious. They can't push this battering ram for some reason. This is whoa. This is like an. I don't know what's happening, but this is hilarious. Xltz cannot push this battering ram because because the two muskets and the short bow are shooting them. Look, they're literally constantly resetting the members. They shoot them once. Put an Iron Reaper on it. Put an Iron Reaper on it, and they won't be able to push it out. Oh my god. They're trying to do a front gate push, and they just can't get in. They've given up on the siege towers. They've wasted so much time. Oh my god. I thought Sun City was going to be interesting, but I'm actually just here ranting about other things, and it's like, what is happening? Cataphract spawning in. Are they going to charge straight through the center? That would be interesting. Oh my goodness. Iron Reapers being let go just a little bit. Getting stunned, in fact. That's fairly interesting. Gonna come back with United Charge. Come on, bring them home. You're about to be caught out here. Royal Janissaries here in this position are going to be quite devastating. Oh, this could be amazing treb. But angled kind of strangely. Boom! Oh my goodness. Not very many direct hits, but does look like the heavy infantry just decimating the pile. Imperial Pike walk upstairs. Not really good, if I have to say so. Again, setup a little bit lacking. Trying to use those Shenji Grenadiers. Hey, I definitely agree. Fortebraccios, absolutely amazing at dealing with cavalry. Cataphracts having like a billion damage resistance, doesn't matter. Fortebraccios will one-tap you. There's 32 of them. Try to get through that. Man, that is... You can't take that supply point. What do you want it for? They're bringing out their cavalry out early. They can't do anything. This is one of the few battles where it's just like... The siege towers were everything. The moment they couldn't get the siege towers up, it was just like, oh my god. And also, it was just very funny with the... It was just very funny with the battering ram not being able to get those not able to push that battering ram. It's a messy fight. They're just delaying for time. Kami has this in the bag, but they are losing quite a bit here out on the field as both sides keep throwing units at each other. A little bit of a disappointment, I would say, but talking about disappointment, this is Kami and they are ranking in the middle of things. As you can see, not a very long battle. Someone getting 4 kills. This longbow here getting 4 kills. What the heck? I mean, like, I hate longbow as much as I hate longbow a lot. But I'm not surprised that he did get 74 kills. Probably coming out with the cavalry, actually. Not sure if I was watching them carefully. I didn't get to see the glaives do anything special. Again, the battle didn't happen for long enough for anything realistically amazing to happen. Xltz, TZ, what are you doing? What are you doing? You planned for, yeah, you had this for the whole day and you don't have a strategy for Sun City? Man, what are you thinking? Not bugged. Not bugged. Not bugged. That was legitimate. That was legitimately just people hitting the units, pushing the siege tower constantly, knocking them off. Put an Iron Reaper on it. They're daze immune. They do not care if they get hit. But it's funny. It's real funny. It's not bugged. There was also the B-side. There was also there were also ladders. What is your plan if you can't get siege towers up? Go through the front gate. What is your plan if you can't even go through the front gate? Ah, man. Xltz. I'm not sure what I should say about that battle. A little bit of a disappointment. Didn't get to see very much action, but it's also these kinds of things. It's just like, defenders have absolute advantage because defenders' advantage actually exists. What is the attacker's plan to do about that? What is your plan to deal with that? Can't get the siege towers up. Go through the front gate. The front gate's not even open yet. You stop pushing the siege towers. Why? Push the siege towers, push the battering ram. You want as many openings as you possibly can. Get that B-side battering ram moving. Get that ladders up. I'ma just say Xltz just being really terrible at their attack here on Sun City. Sun City, first time I'm seeing it here on the CBL for this season, but you could have definitely foreseen some of these circumstances happening. What I didn't expect was the battering ram getting stalled so hard. That stall out for the battering ram was kind of amazing. But not terribly, terribly unexpected, because when you got a bit of range on the siege towers, classically actually, you used to have just two longbows shoot all of the surf units on the siege towers and they wouldn't move. That's what people used to do. They used to assign two longbows on the siege towers, on each of the siege towers, and the siege towers couldn't move. So what most of the time people were doing was literally bombing the siege towers, and not bombing siege towers, bombing the longbows. You'd have your own. It was literally a longbow fight, because you'd have two longbows on top of the siege tower shooting back. You would have longbows. You have your own longbows on top of the siege tower shooting at longbows shooting your tower, and it would just be a back and forth like that. You should also have to remember that longbows used to be the go-to range class. Musket comes in a little bit when it comes into a closer range, but longbow used to be really good, like really good, especially for defenders. It'd also be mandatory to have them for your attackers, because like longbows on top of the siege tower is just like, what do you do? What do you need? What can't you do? Hey, KAMIKAZE is one of the better teams, I would say. Not exactly the best. They are ranking 6-ish in their own division, according to this chart here. Thankfully provided by Zombie J. Zombie J giving this sheet out is amazing, so I definitely think that gotta thank him yet again. Too bad Booming Tech doesn't have their own sheet that allows us to see it, because I don't keep track of every single battle. I just watch the battles that I can. Well, I sign myself to it anyway. Hey, yeah, man. First time I've seen Xltz. I do think KAMIKAZE has been in one or two tournaments before this one, so they're not exactly new. Definitely think that Xltz is a bit on the newer side, but you'd expect it's a bit of a hard ask. You don't expect to come up to these situations until you run into them, so hopefully they plan better for the future. But here we are on the attack for KAMIKAZE. KAMIKAZE now going to attack, and we're going to see if KAMIKAZE can do better than Xltz did on their attack, because that was pretty Pretty hilarious. Interesting pick. We got lots of Tundra humans coming out. We got 5 Tundra humans. We got 1 Wingasar, 3 Cataphracts, and that Monastic Knights. I love me some Monastic Knights, but it does look like Xltz not going to defend the wall. After that crushing defeat, why would you not defend the wall? We got 2 Metallisaurs, all the Culverins in the world. Oh, well, hang on. We've got a couple of a mix. A lot of Culverins, not all the Culverins in the world, but definitely looks like similar setup for KAMIKAZE since last time. Gone on with the Medal, with the Iron Reapers. Probably going to win with sheer infantry. They did have a trickle of cavalry by the looks of it. I'm not sure if I caught any range. So, here we are on the attack of KAMIKAZE. KAMIKAZE winning their defense quite convincingly, if not brutally. That was a savage defense for Xltz to face. We got 1 Flamers, we got 1 Metallisaur. Those are very interesting picks. 1 Cataphract, 2 Cataphracts, and 1 Shinji Grenadier. Hey, we got myself some Imperial Spear Guards. That's gonna be pretty much useless, as cavalry will just roll straight through it. But we'll see how well these guys do. Again, we got the Tertial and the Shinji Grenadiers, which can be blocked completely by shields. If I remember correctly now, there was a change at some point that made Shinji Grenadier's grenade be blockable. But here we come out with the Metallisaurs shooting over the wall from a safe spot. This is actually an untreatable location. Too close to the wall, but not far enough to... Well, too close to the wall for the Trebs to shoot, but Metallisaur's range is arced better. Well, I say have a better arc in order to shoot siege towers. So, right-hand siege tower, middle siege tower does get destroyed. Battering rams also getting pushed. We got some ladders here also being placed up, looking for some scouting. This is very good. Yeah, longbow was obnoxious though. It's not like longbow. It's not like the It's not like the advantage of longbow was destroyed. It just made it less obnoxious. Someone getting almost deleted there. He is 1 hit away from getting absolutely smashed. This is also weird. Why did you not contest that? Man, I've seen this happen before, but I mean, like, it would be pretty impressive if someone actually did it. Someone climbed across here and hopped back onto the wall. I don't even know how he did it, but he just did it. Massive sally out on the... Whoa. Just slaughtering some surf units. We have some Medals out on the field. A bit of a late sally out, but not terribly unexpected. Front gate not completely pushed, and that's KAMIKAZE's fault for not having any Medals like Xltz had before. This is the interesting parallel. You saw Xltz watch out for a sally on their end, and woo-wee. 23 Tundra humans getting clapped here. Basically a squad and a bit. Whoa, charging out yet again, Monastic Knights, you are brave! Unfortunately, you are also stupid. The delay is 3 minutes. Sometimes I don't respond. Sometimes I go off on a rant and don't respond to you for ages. Left-hand siege tower does make it to the wall. Right-hand siege tower is making its way. Does look like it's dangerously close to dying. Middle siege tower will make it to the wall. I don't think anything's suppressing it for now. KAMIKAZE has a lot of infantry, but that's the Iron Reapers can take the wall very easily, and that's what I'm scared about. They take the wall very easily, but it's just like, when it comes down to the ground battle, those Iron Reapers will be worse against cavalry. Not useless, unlike a certain other unit, which I really love. Royal Janissaries classically just cannot deal with cavalry at all. As long as you have a charge on your Iron Reaper, your Iron Reaper can do wonders against a charging cavalry. Which server? Yeah, I don't know which server. I'm not sure which server either of these teams are from. I'd have to look. I'd have to ask them themselves. The Iron. Whoa, we got some Napalm guards here at the front as well. A little bit overkill, as the Iron Reapers would have diced through those medalls anyway. You turn your backs. Those Palace guards also getting rinsed here. The lack of preparation, getting absolutely smashed at the right and the left hand siege tower. Also make it to the wall. Wow, what a sacrifice of just having units walk up. Royal Janissaries taking a massive hit from those Iron Reapers. I expected Iron Reapers, Royal Janissaries to survive a little bit longer than that. Medal's losing out to Iron Reapers and Royal Janissaries, but that's to be expected. We got some Napalm guards absolutely burning down this pile. Gonna be victory for Kamikaze as they move across the wall. Trying to get these medalls. I just sink my medalls off the wall. Don't even bother. Xltz Pike. Not going for a dismount. Interesting. Losses are quite even on both hands side, but remember, Kamikaze probably lost a couple of their serfs. Wow, moving fast now. We're going to take this supply point as well. Xltz not really having much to stand on. Where are you going with these? Wow, Demez Pikemen actually trading very well, I would say, to Prefecture Pikemen. Prefecture Pikemen also... Whoa, what are you doing out here? Short sword. Short sword, what are you doing? Alright, lives are still healthy. I'm not sure what Xltz is doing, but definitely on the bad side. Now, here is the important engagement. This is where we're at sea. This is where we're not defending, apparently. It's a bit of a rush job because, again, a little bit scattered because a couple of people are dead. But Xltz either makes a stand here or goes somewhere else. But you have only the base left to go. You have cavalry literally everywhere, and you want these guys to move out of position. You gotta have to give them something juicy to eat on because they're just waltzing right through. Those Shenji grenades went too far. Why try to retreat them? Just stand your ground and fight. Oh my goodness. This is going to be a devastating defeat. Xltz definitely not showing any capacity. Any capacity in terms of, like, strength here. They're getting rolled over pretty hard. Their cavalry is also just trying to pull through. I think the exchanges are a little bit good, but here comes a catapult charge that just gets stopped by, amazingly, the Imperial Spear Guard. More medalls rock up. But just get on! Oh my goodness. Alright, they've used a lot of their medalls, but has all of the cavalry been used? Medalls rocking up for Kamikaze. Kamikaze also getting the supply point in the back. And the battle keeps on going. The Shenjis will shoot. Not enough firepower to shoot these medalls off completely. but definitely not enough pressure for these Medails to not just go for them. Trying to keep the heroes off, concentrating on the heroes more than anything. Grape shots being deployed. Cataphracts in the rear in a very awkward way. Nice launch by strike, locking up a section of those Cataphracts. But those Cataphracts will make a mess as the hero rushes into the back. But now, out of control, these Cataphracts will just die. Kamikaze also sending in their own Cataphract from the rear, messing this entire line up. No kidding. The heroes do make it through their line of defense, but they do just gonna get shot by grape shots. Boom! Down goes your horse. Hit him again! Oh, my goodness. I'm gonna say that today has been quite exciting. A little bit of surprises, a little bit of disappointments. I'm gonna say that, unsurprisingly, Kamikaze winning convincingly. I haven't seen Xltz before, but after this exchange, I'm gonna have to put them on the fresh amateur level of teams. Definitely doesn't have very much of a strategy. They're trying to brute force a lot of things, but their confidence in themselves and their engagement timing is lacking. Coming out for Kamikaze, though. Kamikaze definitely holding out some of the core strategies, coming out with the classic destroy the siege towers, coming in with the heavy infantry style, win the wall fight, push with Medails. On the ground, those Medails were key, keeping the cavalry at bay and pushing all the way through. You win with force, and you destroy with force. There was nothing too fancy about it. Kamikaze doing some fancy things with a couple of the cavalry, not too many. But Xltz, you got a lot to learn, you got a lot of work to do. I don't think they'll make it through the scoring phase, but I hope to see them again. As I say all the time, teams need experience, and sometimes throwing in them in the deep end is the way to go. A little bit of losses, the sally out, kind of cool, but unfortunately, not really much to it. On the scoreboard, looking Kamikaze fairly well. Not using the maximum usage of the units so convincingly, because Kamikaze pretty much winning with most of the warbands not even being used. Coming in second fiddle, again, they held a couple of points okay-ish, but again, losing a lot of ground for basically nothing. Again, I couldn't see the value in their choices of heroes. The pikes and the short sword obviously doing very well at kiting out some of the timer as they try to defend the base point. Alright, I'm a little late for a lot of things, but let's see if there are any other battles ongoing. It could be interesting to see if there is a grassland assault. Both of those battles were very fast, I gotta have to say, and doesn't look like it. Closing up for today. This is the 6th day of scoring phase. I'm gonna have to tell you that it has been a disappointing day for some things, an amazing day. Amazing to see some close fights. First off, we got to see the TANG versus GT fight on Hidden City. GT winning the matchup 2-1, both winning their attacks, coming down to a field battle tiebreaker where they did win in the end. Now in the second match we have Xltz versus Kamikaze. Kamikaze winning absolutely crushingly, because Xltz definitely not up the standard what you'd see other teams are at. So, with that being said, those are the two matches we did watch today. What are the next matches and when are they? On the 12th of the 6th, so we're not going to have matches for a while. Do remember that the new season starts on the 9th, so the Thursday next week. Not tomorrow, next week. But there'll be no more matches until the 12th on Sunday. Sunday, not the Sunday coming, but the Sunday next week. On the 12th, we have A Division, Xltz versus Nope. Then we have CTE versus YE. In the B Division, we have TKH versus MJY. Then we have ECL versus Xeon. In the C group, we have XMJY versus Ace. In the D division, we have OF versus AMA. I think it's Amaterasu. But that is, interestingly enough, all of the matches for that week. I will be watching the TKH versus MJY. And I'll just put myself down for the CTE versus YE. But other than that, that is all for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the stream. Let me have a look. Wow, seems like some of these guys just downloaded the game or something. Just suiciding units, not even using them correctly. Panicking. Definitely panicking. It's not that they didn't know how to use them, it's just that they didn't want to use them. Probably. Again, Xltz, amateur level plays. Their mistakes are clearly in strategy, players, and timing. Timing not an issue actually. Timing is a different thing. Teamwork is key. You're not working together. Strategy is key. You don't know what your plan is, so everyone doesn't know what you're doing, so unless someone does something, everyone's just retreating. No one from the front line wanted to hold a line. There was no... You need discipline. You need a front line. The guys at the front line have the hardest job. They have the hardest job. Everyone behind them follows their lead, because if they do not follow, the front line has no support. If your front line is literally breadcrumbs, it's like you're gonna have a single sheet of paper basically as your front line, and if you don't stack a billion bits of smaller pieces of paper behind it, it's just gonna get a hole punched through it. That's what your front line is basically like. When does CBL start having cross-server fights or just champions of each region again? Well, I don't know. Right now, I don't know. CBL timeline is kind of scary. But I do have to say, this scoring phase will go on for a long time. There is 7 other days. 7 other days for the scoring phase to go on. We'll see these teams time and time again facing off against different other like several other teams, like other teams in the same groups. So I mean, let me just run you through some stats actually. Thank you for Zombie J for providing this for me. But in the Group A, last updated on the 29th of the 5th, No Plan scoring 11 points in the A division, but then followed by Nuclear Power, DQS, scoring 9 points, then Four Seasons at 3rd, and Crazy Tiger Entertainment at 4th. Those are the top 4 teams from the A group. From the B group, we actually have the Knights Templar. Kind of not surprising there. I did expect the TKT to actually be very good. They have played several battles before. I think they have an offshoot called the Knights Hospitallers. So we'll get to see those guys for sure. Then we also have JKKT, Jerked Ultras, Xltz, ECL. Not surprising. These guys have come 2nd and 3rd before. Think 2nd. Otherwise, they've been in the top 4 2 seasons running, not beaten the Crusaders just yet. And we have a new Avengers coming in at 4th with 9 points. Actually, all of the members in B group top 4 have 9 points, which is very surprising. It's 5 a.m. for you, man. I hope you are enjoying. For the C group, we have EFFS and as coming in first place, with CBEL coming in second, but tied for first place, both having 9 points. We also we have XMJY and Ace sitting at 7 points, coming in third and fourth. In the D group, we have Plebs, On Fire, Vietnam Immortals, and then Mughal Kingdom. Both again coming in 9 points and 7 points. I think that has to do with the overlaps in the battle categories. But 7 more days of the score and phases will come. I hope you guys will come join me to watch. I hope you guys come join me to watch the TKH versus MJY and the CTE versus YE on the 12th of the 6th. That will be 2 weeks from now. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy the new season coming on the 9th of the 6th. But other than that, my name's Azakai. Have a nice day. Good night, guys.